everyone. As I'm recording this or going live with this, the country is in, a lot of cold weather going on right now, and it's January, and that says soup season to me. So let's get cooking. Today I'm going to be making a veggie tortellini soup. It's from Pampered Chef's TasteBuds from January 2024. And if you're watching this at some other time, you can always get the recipe as a member, as a subscriber of TasteBuds in the TasteBuds hub. So you don't need to, worry about if you've missed this, this subscription season. So my name's Kathy Fortner. If you don't know me, I'm an independent consultant with the Pampered Chef, and I help busy people prepare quick and easy budget-friendly meals using high-quality tools, nutritious and delicious recipes, and fun time-saving tips. So let's dig into this recipe. Just so you know, I have what a good friend of mine calls a working kitchen, and what that means is this is a 3-generation household, and people are coming and going all the time. The main meal I cook for everyone is dinner, and I don't even cook most nights, thank goodness. I have a husband who loves to cook, as well as a son who loves to cook in the kitchen. But that being said, it's a busy household. Everyone's coming and going, doing different things. 2 of us are running businesses from the house, and my husband sometimes works from home as well. Actually, I just got a text from him saying he's on his way. So at some point, he'll probably be walking in the door. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with, it calls for 2 tablespoons butter. Now, if you don't know me already, we do have a plant-based household here. So we're not going to be using any animal products or oil, refined oils or anything like that. So we're going to, actually what I'm going to use instead of butter this time is I'm going to use some Chardonnay. So I was reading online that we're going to put this on medium heat, and we're using the 5 1/4 quart signature non-stick stock pot for this. So, and I'm going to use our stainless steel measuring scoop. But I was looking online, Chardonnay has a buttery kind of flavor to it. So instead of using butter, we're going to use some Chardonnay. You could also just use some veggie stock or some water for this too if you don't want to use oil or butter. Okay, so, and we're going to use 2 stalks of celery, 2 medium carrots, a red bell pepper, and an onion. So I need to get chopping on those. So I'm going to get these kind of trimmed down. Now for the carrots, it says to peel and chop them. I actually don't peel my carrots. I know where they come from. I get them from a local farm, and I know all of their growing practices, so I really don't feel the need to peel my carrots, which is nice because then I can keep, all the nutrients and fiber from that as well. I trim down my onion. And I just keep, this is actually an old takeout container back here in the back that I just like to put my trash in, so I'm not running back and forth to the trash each time I need to throw something away. Okay, and because, just to save time, because we have somebody who in the house, my dad likes to snack on celery, these were already pre-cut, so I'm just going to cut the ends off them because they've gotten a little bit dry there. Now the one thing that's about celery, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. A recipe will call for 2 stalks. These are known as stalks, but so are the entire plant. That's a stalk as well. So, the entire plant's a stalk, but in a recipe, when you see stalk, what it really means is a rib. These can be called stalks or ribs. Either one works. So that's what we need there. Okay, I'll trim that down. Nice and cleaned out. I forgot to grab my scoop loop, so got to do that by hand. Okay, get all that good red pepper there. Put that back there for easy access. Actually, I want to cut that one more time there. I'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to get a good chop of our veggies there. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Okay, and to chop our vegetables, I'm actually going to use our Rapid Prep mandolin. I love this thing. It just makes such quick work of chopping. So what I'm going to do is, I want everything to be somewhat uniform, so I'm going to put this on, actually I'm going to keep that on the slice. There are 3 different settings on this. We've got the wide slice, kind of like French fries, and The thin for more like hash browns. And then this is our flat slice down. I'm going to keep that on a flat slice there. And then our thickness, I'm going to go with, let's go with a 2. I want this to cook rather quickly because we've got a busy evening ahead of us. So I want those veggies to cook up pretty quickly. Okay, I'm going to bring this down, put our sleeve on. Okay. Now this whole time the blade has been locked down. You see how short that is? The blade's been locked down. Fingers have been nice and safe. Now that I have everything on, I can unlock it and bring that up. Okay, and so we're going to start, I don't know that it really matters because we're going to add everything all at once. So I'm actually going to cut these in half one more time. There we go. Make faster work of it. Okay, so we're going to put our celery in there first. Let's do our green pepper. Throw those in there. Not our green pepper, red pepper. I love all the colors in this. The more colors of vegetables, not candy like Skittles, but the more colors of vegetables you can put in something, the more nutritious your meal is going to be. Move that back, a little more space for the new veggies coming in. I want my onion to go in like this. There we go. Okay. Finally, the carrots. Move this back before they go flying out. Go. That's it for all of our veggie chopping. Can you believe how fast we got that done? Okay, so our wine in there is simmering, so its pot is ready. Our vegetables in there. Wow. Okay. This also has suction cups if you can hear it come up. Suction cups on the bottom so it doesn't slide around on the counter. I love it. Put that down, lock it in place. There we go. Okay, let's give this a stir. We want our veggies to cook for about 6 minutes. Now, let me double check something here. Okay, cook over medium heat until the vegetables are softened, about 6 to 8 minutes. Now, I'm kind of in a rush tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on, and that'll help retain the heat and hopefully help the veggies cook a little bit faster there. So, our next step is we're going to add, once those are ready, add some flour and our rotisserie seasoning. That's our main seasoning from the TasteBuds. If you're not familiar with TasteBuds, it's the monthly subscription service for Pampered Chef. And every month you get 3 recipes. Each recipe has an accompanying seasoning. And on the back of the main recipe card, you also have 3 or 4 other ideas for that seasoning mix. There's enough seasoning in a packet to do a recipe a couple of times or to get through, you know, your alternative recipes here. Plus every season you get, every month you get exclusive seasoning that is not part of the Pampered Chef line yet. They often use this as a way to test out new seasonings to see what we think. So for example, this month, the exclusive seasoning was a coffee seasoning mix for a chili recipe. So doesn't that sound delicious? I'm looking forward to making that one. But today we're using the rotisserie seasoning. Another benefit of the TasteBuds is that you get exclusive access to the add-on marketplace. So every month you can go on and add on some products that have been curated, especially for TasteBuds subscribers, and those will ship with your next TasteBuds order. And that is with free shipping, so you don't have to worry about shipping on that. So, but today we're going to be using the rotisserie seasoning mix. I'm going to open this up. Now these seasonings, everything but the exclusive seasoning mix is available on my website. So if you find a seasoning that you really like, and you'd be hard pressed to find a seasoning you don't like in the Pampered Chef line, to be honest with you. So if you have a seasoning that you really like, you can always, if I get a good angle here there we go, full tablespoon. You can always go back on my website and order more of that. So, and within the TasteBuds hub, you can go in and see all of the recipes that have been part of TasteBuds since the beginning of the program, and you can even search for it by seasoning. So, let's say, with rotisserie here, I had some left over, or if I wanted another main dish, I didn't want to use what I have left over here for side dishes, I could go into the TasteBuds hub, search rotisserie seasoning, and see all the different recipe ideas for the rotisserie seasoning mix. It's really a lot of fun to go back and look. And I can't tell you how many times TasteBuds has saved me at dinner time. I'll get wrapped up in work, I won't have a plan. You know how it is when you've been working all day, you're tired, you're kind of hangry. All I have to do is go to my TasteBuds recipes and find something where I have stuff in the pantry, and all of them are pretty pantry friendly, and pull one out and make it. And like I said, I have a 3-generation household, and it's really hard to find a TasteBuds recipe that not everybody likes. They've all been like 4 thumbs up around the table. Everybody loves them. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here. Okay. Oh, it's smelling good. Looking good. So pretty. Look at that. See all those beautiful vegetables? Okay. Make sure that's all well nice and coated. Okay, now we're going to, let's see, just double check here. Okay, I'm going to add our flour and rotisserie seasoning mix. The flour's there to thicken up our soup a bit. And give it a stir in. Keep everything nice and coated. Oh man, everyone is going to love this. This smells so good now with the rotisserie seasoning in there. Yum. Get that there. Okay, so now it calls for adding 4 cups of vegetable broth and a cup of half and half. So we're going to start with our veggie broth here. And I kind of cheated. I preheated the water. I've got a hot water kettle that we use for tea all the time. And I wanted to speed things up, so I wanted to use hot water instead of cold. Hopefully to reduce cooking time at least a little bit, right? Every minute counts some nights. Okay, get that stirred up. Let the flour start to thicken that broth there. Go. Nice. Oh man, that smells so good. This is going to go over so well with the family. Okay, now it calls for half and half. And as I said, we have a plant-based family, and so instead of using half and half, I'm actually using a cashew cream. It's a recipe I found from Vegan Richa, and it's blended cashews and water. So it's about 2.5 cups water to 1 cup cashews. You blend it a couple times, let it sit, blend again, and you end up with this nice cream. So we're going to be using that as our cream in this soup. Okay, double check our ingredients here. It says whisk well to remove any lumps, but I'm really not seeing any lumps, so that's really nice. So we're going to put the lid on again, bring up the heat, and let those veggies cook. And let that cook over medium heat for a little while. Okay, in a few minutes, we're going to add our tortellini. There have been a lot more options. We went plant-based about 12 years ago, 11, 12 years ago. And the plant-based options have really grown since then. It's been very exciting. So we're going to be using Kite Hill's tortellini. It has an almond milk ricotta. Open these up and get it ready. And I'm going to be serving this tonight with a multi-grain bread. I'd really hope to get to the sourdough bakery, but not have time for that today, so oh well. So I grabbed some multi-grain bread, and we're going to be using that as a side. And I also have some salad too, so. Okay, put that back there. There we go. Let's see if we got this up to a simmer yet. Not quite. Stir. Okay, so some other seasoning ideas for the rotisserie while we're waiting for that to heat up. Crispy potatoes. So you're using wedged russet potatoes. I like to actually pre-bake my potatoes. Roughly every week I take a bag, about a 5-pound bag of russet potatoes, and I bake them in the oven for about 45 minutes at 400. Got a whole bunch of pre-baked potatoes in my refrigerator right now. They're so great for pulling out last minute, putting some hummus on it as a snack, or slicing them into steak fries, and they cook so much faster. I like to put them in the air fryer for about 5-10 minutes. And since the potatoes are pre-cooked, they get a nice browning to them, and they cook so much faster. So with that, you can take those, whether it be raw potatoes or pre-cooked, and add some of the rotisserie seasoning to that for some crispy potatoes. You can use it for a quick ramen, if you like ramen. Add, let's see. So you discard the spice packet, or if you go to your local Asian store, you can buy packets of just ramen noodles. So cakes of ramen noodles without the seasoning packets. And it's probably even cheaper than buying ramen packets at the grocery store. So you can add the rotisserie seasoning to that with any fresh vegetables you'd like to use. Roasted chicken, or like with our house, we would use tofu or tempeh for that. Roasted carrots, great option for the rotisserie seasoning. And if you're wondering what flavors are in the rotisserie seasoning, you're looking at some salt, black pepper, onion, and garlic are your dominant flavors in that. So, okay, let's see how we're doing. Still working on coming up to a boil here. I'm just a little bit impatient. I try to choose a word each year to focus on, and my word for this year is patience. I'm really kind of feeling that right now because it will cook in time, obviously. So, okay. Trying to think of what else to talk about. Easy swaps. Every main dish recipe comes with some easy swaps. We have, if you wanted to, you could add some, cooked meat to this that says like shredded chicken. If you did want to add an additional protein, like with us, I would do chickpeas. Chickpeas is one of my favorite chicken substitutes, especially in a soup. And you can try using spinach instead of kale. The recipe calls for kale. We actually are going to be using spinach tonight. So I used the wonderful kale that came in our farm box already this week. So I ran out and grabbed some fresh spinach from our local grocery store. Let's see how we're doing. Nice. Okay, excellent. We're starting to get a simmer there. And I keep removing the lid, which lets the heat escape. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to go ahead and make those in the comment section. I'm not always good at catching those live because I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see the screen very well, but I can see everything right here that I'm working on. But feel free to make comments. I'll come back through and answer any questions you might have, or feel free to send me a message. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about Pampered Chef or about plant-based cooking. Like I said, we've been doing this for 11 years. I also have a certificate in plant-based nutrition from Cornell, so I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about that. Let's see how we're doing. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to add our tortellini. I missed a little bit there. Oh no. Let's see here. Which way? There we go. I'll make sure I get it all. Okay. Give that a good stir. So far in here we've got some light green from our celery and red from our pepper and orange from our carrot. So very colorful meal. Okay. Now the other thing, it talked about switching spinach for the kale, and the celery, onion, and carrot are really what's kind of called the holy trinity for making a really good broth. So those are some basics. But if there's something you don't like, feel free to switch it out and try it. If someone's allergic to something, go ahead and give it a change, see how it feels. But you can always try it again. But yeah, feel free to substitute what you like, what you like or don't like. Or if you have somebody who, let's say, doesn't like onions. Like when I was little, I did not like onions. I did not like peppers. But they are kind of essential flavor at the same time in terms of likes and dislikes. So it wasn't really the flavor that bothered me per se. It was more the texture or the size. So if they were chopped up smaller, like if I were serving this to my kids when they were younger and they'd be likely to more likely to pick out the carrots or the onions, I would dice them up pretty fine to the point where they would get the flavor, but the texture of the individual vegetable wouldn't necessarily stand out, and they'd be more likely to eat it. So that's one little trick in terms of being able to get some foods and nutrients in, is to chop it up finely, have it mixed up, and it just kind of blends in with everything else, and they don't really notice it. But if you're dealing with an allergy or a severe dislike, go ahead and leave it out or substitute a different vegetable, and that would be fine. So you could probably also add a veggie or two to this too. That probably would be fine. Go ahead and play with it. Recipes are more like guidelines. It makes me think of what Barbosa from Pirates of the Caribbean, where he's like, you're really more like guidelines, right? So don't feel like you have to be married to a recipe and follow it exactly as written. If you want to make some adjustments, go ahead and give that a try. See what it's like. One thing I do, and some people probably consider a cardinal sin, but I go ahead and write any adaptations I do on my recipes too. So I know what I did so I can repeat it later if I liked it. Or, I've been known to write some things like, don't do this. There was one recipe in a different cookbook we had that called for some chipotle and adobo, and it was really, really spicy that way. And so I wrote down, a reduction, and then, after I did the reduction, and even that was too spicy, I was just like, just leave it out. This won't work for us. So, okay, let's see how we're doing here. Okay, and it actually said to add the spinach with the tortellini. I missed that one, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're going to give this a stir. Oh, that's getting so nice and thick. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me open this up and see how much it called. 4 cups or 3 ounces. Well, I got 10 ounces. I have plenty of spinach here. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to guesstimate on this. It's a dark leafy green. You really can't go wrong with it. Dark leafy greens are so healthy for us. So many great nutrients in these. So just a couple handfuls. That'll work. We'll put that back there. One of my favorite things to do with dark leafy greens is to cook them up with some grains. Trader Joe's has a good grain mix that I like to use, and then top it with peanut sauce. So we call it grains and greens. I'm just kind of stirring this around so I can get that spinach to wilt. this is going to be so perfect on this cold winter night. It's not too bad here. I'm in central New York, so probably about probably lower, going down from the 20s that we had today. But there are areas of the country right now that are so much colder, so it's not too bad. Oh my goodness, that is so gorgeous. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm going to bring this over to show you, and I'm just going to put it on low and put the lid on until everyone's ready for dinner, and then we'll serve up dinner. So take a look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Doesn't that look delicious? All that color, those nutrients, but it's going to be so good. No one will know how healthy the food is they're eating. So it's a great way to, make sure everyone's eating healthy, but also delicious, right? We really want some good flavor with our meals. So, okay. But like I said, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them in the comment section. Or make the comments in the comment section, or you can send me a message. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And I will see you next time we get cooking. Thanks. Bye.